I get very emotional now because I feel like saying he's your son. It
Mm.
feels like he's your son because he says, but he's my dad, and every time I send him images of what about a park? What about a ball? What about a frisbee? What about other stuff that has other dogs' interest? He's not that interested in doing that. He's more into you.
Oof. I I appreciate the thanks from him.
All right. So it touched you as well.
Yeah, it did.
Okay. So I'm sorry I just kept babbling on and I
No,
never
no, no. Don't be sorry.
noticed. All right.
I appreciate it.
I'm very honest, Matt, when I do this. I'm so
Sure.
unfiltered because animals don't come with a filter. So I hope
Yeah.
you can take it. Otherwise, just, tell me if it's
Sure.
too much. I feel that when I feel that we were friends from the very beginning. It felt like not the father-son relationship, but from the very beginning when I met you, it felt like having a best friend, and we did everything together. I was one of the air quote boys, and I got you through a lot of stuff back then because I forced you to keep focusing on me. Are you okay there, Matt?
Yeah.
Okay. Michelle, give him a hug. Hi, and welcome to The Animal's Voice. I am Didi Young, your host, and today I have Matt calling through from Denver, Colorado, with his dog Bale. And Bale is a 15-year-old dog, and Matt would like to know how he can make the golden years easier for his dog. The only thing I am provided with is a headshot and a full body figure photo of the dog Bale. And I am sitting in Copenhagen, Denmark, and I am excited about meeting Matt and Bale, the dog. It's always a privilege for me when it comes to listening to the animals. When it comes to touching health concerns, it is always very important for me to let you know, as the listeners, I am not the veterinarian, but I do have a luxurious gift and an ability to listen to what animals have to say about what they feel and think in that regard. Sit back, relax, and I do hope that you will enjoy this episode of The Animal's Voice.
They comfort us. They protect us. They change us. But what if they could also speak to us? Welcome to The Animal's Voice, hosted by Dita Young, internationally renowned animal communicator, telepath, licensed therapist, intuitive coach, and best-selling author. Each week, you'll hear extraordinary stories of connection, healing, love, loss, and transformation through the eyes of the animals who share our lives. Stories that challenge what we think we know. Stories that open our hearts. Stories that remind us we may never have been as separate as we believed, because every animal has a voice, and every voice deserves to be heard. This is The Animal's Voice with Dita Young.
So welcome, Matt, to The Animal's Voice. Are you willing to introduce yourself a little bit to the audience?
Sure. Yeah. Thanks for having me. My name's Matt. I live in Colorado between Boulder and Denver. Um, it's the dog we're going to be talking with today is Bale. He's a blue heeler. He's 15 years old. I got him when he was about 6 or 7 months old. Um, yeah, I was 24 when I got him, which is crazy. It was my first year of law school. Um, yeah, he's been with me since. Other people involved in Bale's caregiving are my girlfriend, Michelle. Michelle and I have been together for just over 6 months. And also involved is Michelle's 10-year-old daughter, Athena.
Yeah. All right. And what would you wish to hear when you can hear his thoughts in a few minutes from now?
Um, I mean, if you're asking me what I wish, I hope he's doing well and I hope he's psyched on life. But beyond asking or wishing for like a specific outcome, I just want to hear how he's doing generally
That's so
as
nice.
as a senior pup.
Have you ever thought that telepathy was a possibility throughout those 15 years?
Um, have I ever thought, I'm not sure telepathy is really a word that's in my vocab. But I don't mean that in the sense of I certainly think we commune with animals, and I actually think in a lot of ways, particularly dogs, I think it's actually pretty incredible that like just sometimes when I look down at my dog, I'm like, whoa, like this wild wolf, essentially, if you've
Mhm.
I don't know, 100,000 years ago, like is now like following me around the house and is like bonded in this way where they're basically like sort of part of the human species in some ways. And yeah, I certainly think we can commune with them. I certainly think they understand us probably a lot better than we even understand ourselves. So while I've never really used the word telepathy, I think there's a lot of communication and um, things that the human mind can't even comprehend that goes on between dogs and humans, and likely all animals and humans.
Hmm. Yeah. All right. Love hearing that. All right, Matt. So I have a picture, a headshot of Bale, and a
Mhm.
picture where it's a possibility for me to see the full figure and the full
Mhm.
body. It's going to be relevant for me later. And the topics I usually touch through a telepathic reading is the personality profile of the animal, the motivation, the relationship with the human beings, health concerns. If we have any air quote behavioral issues, and I air quote it because I don't believe that it's the animals who
Mhm.
has the
Yeah.
behavioral issues. I'm sorry. Um, there might be time enough to do so, but I know that it's primarily health concerns, also due to his 15 years old of age.
Mhm. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's right.
All right. So you ready?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, great. Let's get started. So what I do is I close my eyes just for a second, then I tune into Bale, and I will ask him like creating sentences inside of my own mind and combine them with thought and emotions, and those three modalities are telepathy. And then I'm going to ask him, would you like to have a conversation with me? And then I create a dialogue from whatever he sends my way. So just look at me as an interpreter between you and Bale, and feel
Okay.
free to jump in or interrupt me if you want to. I might tell you if you do so, oh, just a sec, Matt, just a sec. Something is coming in here. I'm downloading something differently, but you are, more than welcome to jump in.
Okay. I
Okay,
appreciate that.
thank you. All right. All right, the first thing that happens is ambivalent inside of Bale, because on one hand he's a bit insecure because I'm a stranger.
Mhm.
So he's a bit cautious when it comes to, I cannot just enter him, like, hey, I'm Dita, would you like to communicate? Because now he withdraws his energy and feels like, whoa, back off a little bit. You're a bit too much here with your energy because I don't know you. And on the
Mhm.
other hand, or with the other hand, because it's ambivalent, he's curious and he wants to be a air quote good boy. He wants to be part of the conversation, and it says a lot about him already. If this resonates with you, Matt, because he's open-minded yet skeptic. He's willing yet ooh, what is this? So a great need for structure, and already tells me a lot about his personality. And I would guess him to be a playful and sensitive king. And I will elaborate on what I mean by that. Does this already resonate with you?
Yeah, sounds like his dad.
Okay, great. So I ask him, what do you need, Bale, to better communicate with me or become less insecure when I'm a stranger? And
Mhm.
he literally calls you dad. And he says,
Mhm.
I want my dad to tell me telepathically, you can just create the sentence in your head, Matt, it's okay because I booked her. Or it's okay, I asked Dita to do this. Uh,
Sure.
and then the second he feels that he has your acceptance, it's easier for him to do that because he wants to be a good boy. It says a lot about his training and how well trained he is and how loyal he is now. But with other people, he might have been misunderstood. With other people, you've had him for so long, but if with his personality, he has winded up with a different family or a different insecure owner, he would have been all over the place and taking the lead on stuff because he has this dominance and he has this will and strong personality. Do you understand what I mean by that, Matt?
Yeah, I definitely do.
All right. Thank you. So I'm asking him, so we have your dad's acceptance. Would you like to elaborate a little bit about playful, sensitive, and king? And I invented these personality profiles. I'm not going to talk you through all the profiles, but I will elaborate on the three he's
Hmm.
picked out. I asked him playful just a second because I'm waiting for a picture or a thought or an emotion coming my way to interpret this. Yeah, I am motivated by a lot of commands and a lot of training, and he keeps looking at you like, right, dad, right, is this dad now? He says. Um, I'm not sure, Matt, because I haven't touched behavioral issues. We haven't discussed talking about behavioral issues, but I
Hmm.
am a bit curious when it comes to Bale about meeting other dogs, to be honest.
Hmm.
Because it would take him a nanosecond to react if he feels insecure. So I
Hmm.
would be quite aware around Bale. What would you do? With other words, I'm not sure I would trust him 100% with
Hmm.
in any regards. Not that he's not loyal. He's the sweetest boy, very well trained when it comes to you. But I'm
Hmm.
not sure, as an example, Athena, I haven't gotten to that yet. I'm not sure that I would just tell Athena, yeah, just go to the park with him, let him loose, off the leash. It's going to be great. I'm not sure that I would personally do that. Does this make sense to you when I'm saying this?
It does, yeah. Not from us. He's always been great with other dogs. He isn't, and this is sort of a known healer thing. They're not always the best with small children because I think they confuse them for cattle. And yeah, I think dogs he's always been great with, but he'll chase a squirrel. He's caught squirrels before. Shouldn't say he hates cats. But he's not safe around cats, and he's been questionably safe around small children.
Okay, so it makes sense. I'm sorry I misinterpreted the images of dogs. It's just others being other beings in general. I wouldn't trust that. So thank you for telling me this. All right, I'm asking him. So play to you is primarily being loyal to your dad and what, Bale? Just a second. To connect with my dad and be loyal and literally he's of service to you, Matt, not being a slave or anything, but he's
Hmm.
very proud of being. I get very emotional now because I feel like saying he's your son. It
Mm.
feels like he's your son because he says, but he's my dad, and every time I send him images of what about a park? What about a ball? What about a frisbee? What about other stuff that has other dogs' interest? He's not that interested in doing that. He's more into you and doing it
Hmm.
with you as opposed to attacking a ball all by himself. He would rather just be loyal and have a lot of tasks. He would actually be good at when we reconsider the children things you just mentioned. He
Hmm.
would be a great service dog or figuring out using his track sense as an example. He could
Sure.
have been trained for a police dog or working at the airport with the great nose he has. If
Mm.
somebody were to tell him the job is this, and then he would
Mm.
do it. Does this make sense, Matt?
Yeah, he's definitely very, I would say, task oriented and very eager to please. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
particularly me. Yeah, I do think he certainly has also been very, like, we used to go to a lot of dog parks when he was younger, and he definitely, like, also loves being off doing his own thing and is very much like an alpha in those situations. Like, I think the herding dog in him loves playing around with other dogs and sort of keeping them in line. So yeah, I think he definitely is eager to please me, and my ex-girlfriend used to joke that he's like a good little soldier. Like he likes to patrol the yard. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, he's also had when he was younger, I would say more of a playfulness with other dogs that was very much separate from me.
Mhm. All right. Thank you. Thank you. All
Mhm.
right. So now he mentioned sensitive, and I'm asking Bale, so how are you sensitive in the world? And he says, I would like things to be predictable in any regards in my life. It could be sounds in general, it could be other people's movement. You have already touched this topic when it came to children.
Mhm.
And I'm asking him, what is it about movement that makes you insecure, Bale? And he says, I don't know what I'm supposed to do in that situation. I don't know. Should I chase it? Should I put myself in respect in that regard? Should I wait? And it's difficult for me to do nothing. So the things that have helped me throughout the years have been the command, air quote command of sit down, Bale, or wait, I got it. In many areas of the canine world, they would call it leadership.
Mhm.
And by leadership, I mean leading from the heart, not being aggressive or too dominant when it comes to him. Because in the second I'm not yelling at anybody, but if I ever were to yell at Bale and say, "Stop now, sit down, boy," he would be
Mhm.
crawling underneath the carpet and be extremely sensitive towards,
Yeah.
was that me? I didn't do that. It's not on purpose. I did anything. So
Yeah.
it's a fine line between um, raising him, the upbringing of Bale having to do with such a dominant and yet sensitive boy, right?
Yeah. Yeah. That lines up for sure.
And that's the ambivalence I felt from the very beginning. He has both inside of himself. And I'm asking him, how can we better help you in general with sensitivity? And he says, oh, my dad, he has already figured it out.
Mhm.
And that is being extremely communicative and being one step ahead of me in any situations. And you're already doing it, Matt. And now I feel like bursting into tears again when he sends me this emotion of being extremely thankful for you understanding my needs, he says.
Mm.
All right, so I ask him about King, air quote King. That's the leader. Are you okay, Matt?
Yeah, yeah, no, oof. I, I appreciate the thanks from him.
All right, so it touched you as well.
Yeah, it did.
Okay, so I'm sorry I just kept babbling on and I never
No, no, no. Don't be sorry.
noticed. All right.
I appreciate it.
I asked him so about King, and that's the true leader. You are sensitive. I'm telling Bale, you are sensitive, and you see yourself as the king, the leader. How do you feel like being the king? And he says, it's been. I'm very honest, Matt, when I do this. I'm so
Sure.
unfiltered because animals don't come with a filter. So I hope
Yeah,
you can take it. Otherwise, just, tell me if it's
sure.
too much.
Okay.
He says, it has actually been quite a task for me trying to be a air quote good boy because I have withhold a lot of energy, and there have been many situations where I could have reacted in the past, and I knew I can't react. And then it was difficult for me to figure out what to do about all this energy. And then it felt, he makes a sound right now like a crying dog, like, I don't know if you could hear that. And that sound would be, but then what about me? What am I supposed to do about this? Because it would have been in my nature to react but I know I can't. Then I have to pause for a second. And that has
Mhm.
been difficult for me because the real king I am, he says, would have reacted.
Yeah.
Can you talk to me about if this resonate or if it makes sense?
Yeah, it definitely makes sense. Yeah, I mean, I've had a lot of moments with him where it's just so clear that he doing the best I could in terms of giving him outlets for, I think, the king nature that you speak to. But it's also been so clear that he would have been such a like an amazing work dog that probably needed even more of that in his life. And yeah, just trying to find that balance between like, hey, I'm a normal human being that doesn't own a farm, and yeah, but
Of
yeah, that definitely resonates with Bale.
of course. And I
Yeah,
think you've done a perfect job, Matt. Just
I
you
appreciate.
I speak with so many animals all the time. You've done a great deal here. And
Thanks.
and it's just you're welcome. And it's just honesty. When I get the opportunity of asking in any regards, what could we have done differently or how do you see yourself and etc. All
Mhm.
right, I'm asking him, do you need help with the king now? All right, so he says, yeah, honor me because I know that I'm older. I know that I don't have the same energy, and he's not about to die here, Matt. But I understand why we have to touch health issue right now because he speaks to me as an old dog who
Yeah.
would like to be respected and be communicated with, and just having taking every moment in as possible now for the last months, years, I hope, but for the last couple of months,
Yeah.
he'll be here, to be honest.
Yeah.
So the more you communicate, the better, and the more you communicate, the more you honor me, because you understand that what I can't do, is balanced or equalized with all these information you bring into my life because that is stimulation as well. Do you understand what he means here, Matt?
Yeah, I think I do. Yeah, I mean, I think what's immediately coming to mind for me is Michelle and I have been trying to figure this out for a little bit where he doesn't, I think he still really enjoys going for walks, but he's not as able. So we actually recently got him like a stroller that we're gonna bring with us, and he'll walk as far as he can. And then when he seems like he's beyond the point of walking, just throw him in a stroller and still let him take in the sights.
All right. I'm gonna ask Bale about the stroller, if you would like to talk to us about the stroller, the health issues now, or he would rather talk about you as his human beings. And he says, let's do the health first. All right.
Okay.
And I'm not the veterinarian. I do hope you know that. When
100%.
animals show me health issues, they primarily show me what is in the now, what makes an
Yeah.
impact in the now. All right. The first thing he shows me is it has been becoming more and more difficult to see through the right eye. And I don't know if it's cataracts or if it's just blurry on his right eye, but it is
Mhm.
difficult to observe stuff. And he says he has an impaired sight and he has a impaired or hearing impairness on his right ear as well,
Okay.
but his left side is functioning pretty well. Both
Good.
the eyes and the ears. Have you already noticed that something is deteriorated on the right side?
I haven't noticed a specific side. I would say certainly on the hearing. Um, I can't say I've noticed anything specifically vision wise, but certainly on the hearing.
And you might be able to show any if it's interest has interest to you to test this. Just ask Michelle to show him an object in from behind him or in the
Hmm.
outer perimeter, and you
Hmm.
will see a delay on the right side as opposed to the
Hmm.
left. He would react faster on his left side if you need
Okay.
proof of this. All right. So that
Yeah.
was the very first thing he says. The second thing he talks about is it's becoming more and more difficult, and he's more and more tired to bear or carry his weight on his left front shoulder because he leans his primary weight onto his left side, and he has carried his weight for many years on his left front leg and his left hind leg, which means he could look partially lame on his right hind leg.
Hmm.
Have you seen this?
I have seen his hind legs in general, I would say he's struggling with, and he certainly seems to have, I think, like a front right elbow injury that's been giving him some trouble for the last um off and on for the last few years, but certainly more and more in the last 6 months, I would say.
Yeah, all right. That makes sense to me when I feel this. So it explains why he compensates and
Hmm.
carries the entire weight on his left front shoulder.
Yeah.
I asked him, "What do you need?"
Yeah.
It's difficult, Matt, because he says you can't help me with this because I have four legs. I can't,
Mhm.
I can't move the weight to a different leg because it's a problem. And
Yeah.
I'm telling Bale what I meant was chiropractor, acupuncture, physiotherapy, osteopathy, cranial sacral therapy. I meant practitioners that would
Yeah.
be able to help you, or medicine for the joints or painkillers or anything, we are
Yeah.
pretty open here.
Yeah.
If we could help you out with this, Bale.
Yeah.
He talks to me about pain medication, and I don't know. I have him under suspicion of having received pain medication at one point of his life, but he shows me he gets really sick from it, and I feel like I feel an urge to vomit right now. I get really sick, and I don't. Yeah, it's easier to ask you: is he on pain meds now or not?
Yeah. He's been on a what's it called? He's been on a pain med for how long has it been? Probably about 2 years. Yeah.
Yeah, I get really sick, Matt. I'm sorry, but just to be honest, I feel like I get nauseous right now. Like I
Yeah.
don't want it. It's not necessarily that I'm saying to you as the animal communicator, well, then stop giving it to him because
Mhm.
the consequences of not giving it to him would be worse. But
Yeah.
just so you know, it could explain tiredness, dizziness, um, low energy, low motivation of eating from time to time because of this emotion he sends me right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So the left front shoulder, I'm asking him other things besides from pain medication. What
Yeah.
about a practitioner? And he says, I don't feel like other people should touch me. I'm not like loving everybody else, loving everybody to touch me in general. I won't bite. I'm not aggressive, but
Mhm.
I want my personal space. I would
Mhm.
rather that it's my dad or my family that touches me and not veterinarians or a chiropractor every second week.
Yeah.
It's gonna cost me too much of my
Yeah.
energy.
Okay. That's good to know.
All right. I'm telling Bale it was only to be helpful because it
Mhm.
might have helped you. And he says it can't because this has been going on for so many years and it have been going in a bad circle, air quote, in the bad circle are for the last years. So it can't just be a quick fix anymore.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah,
not,
of
in other
course.
words, it's not worth it to start, oh, let's do treatments now at the age of 15.
Hmm.
Right. I'm asking him, is there anything else? And he says, well, and this is again not a diagnostic thing,
Hmm.
but he says that the liver function is deteriorating as well. It's not an imbalanced liver where we would, create surgery or provide him with a new liver. It's not like that, but
Yeah.
he has imbalances on the liver. And when I
Yeah.
ask him, what about homeopathy, if you are open to that, he tells me that would help me.
Okay.
Would you be open for, if you know, are you aware of homeopathy? Like,
I know a little bit about it from like a human perspective. It's if it's the same for dogs, then yeah, I know a little bit about it.
all right, I would recommend you to check it out and
Cool.
ask them if they could do a test, for maybe an imbalance on the liver. And I am pretty sure that he would react when it came to the liver organ function. I feel, I would say, air quote, heavy heart. And by that, he doesn't talk about any heart murmurs or anything or a heart attack. He
Yeah.
just talks about an old, weary body.
Yeah.
It's difficult to, fill my lungs with oxygen. It's just, it takes a lot of my strength to do so
Yeah.
in general.
Yeah.
So he's old. All right.
Yeah.
I'm asking him, can we help you with that? No, love, respect, communication, everything you are already doing, Matt, is perfect. All right. And I'm asking him, so what about the stroller? Is that helpful? Yes, indeed. Of course it
Cool.
is, he says.
Great.
He says, I am not interested in a long, long walk in a stroller meeting a lot of other dogs because I would rather have been the true king owning the streets, telling them
Hmm.
this is my road. So it's a bit not humiliating, but very
Yeah.
close to what feels humiliating to me being on
Yeah.
a stroller when it comes to other dogs. Does
I
this?
got it. That makes sense. Yeah.
So I would rather just head home with the stroller when you feel he's had enough.
Yeah, that's the idea.
Okay,
Cool. That's
great,
good. Good to
great.
hear from them.
I'm asking him, how long would you be able to walk on a good day?
Yeah.
All right, so he stops after 12 minutes, and now he starts reacting with lameness in his body. And now I turned the clock to 15 minutes, 20
Hmm.
minutes. And when I feel 20 minutes, I feel extremely exhausted right now. So anything from 12 to 15 minutes, that would
Yeah.
be my advice. What do you
Okay.
feel? What do you feel?
That based on when he seems to struggle, that feels right to me.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
15 minutes top. All right.
Yeah.
Now, prior to this, I recall I said something like in a couple of months. And
Hmm.
I'm, again, not the veterinarian. I can't be the judge of life or death. But
Yeah.
is it okay with you, Matt, that I ask him what he meant by when he said a couple of months?
Sure.
Okay. I'm asking him, Bale, do you literally mean a couple of months? Or was it just an interpretation of I'm not gonna live for 5 more years?
Hmm.
It is not a couple of months. He says it's not 2 months. But I think you need to prepare yourself as a family, which I think you have already done, Matt.
Okay.
I hate this. I think you are lucky if he'll be here within the next year.
Hmm.
It's a different way of putting it,
Sure.
to be realistic. Because
I think I'm already lucky to get to 15, so
yeah, okay, great. Okay, great. Because I hate saying stuff like this.
yeah.
But he also talks to me about his hips now. And
Yeah.
he says that it's not hip dysplasia,
Right.
but it's not like as easy as saying this is definitely arthritis. It feels worse than arthritis or hip dysplasia. It feels like the bones inside of the hip and the hip area is just increasingly thinner or more and more sensitive, or I can't even find the American word for what I'm feeling right now. That it polarization, would you say that? Is there a word for that? Fragile, extremely fragile.
Okay.
And if ever you observe that he can't carry his weight on his hind legs and he falls to the ground, Matt,
Hmm.
that wouldn't be very good. That would definitely, in my opinion, be the sign of this is not good anymore.
Yeah.
As long as he can stand on all four legs, it's great. But in the second both of the hind leg goes underneath him, it's going to be, I think it's going to be a sign for,
Okay.
I think it's enough.
Yeah.
All right. Do you have any other questions when it comes to health?
Mm, Michelle's actually here. You have
Oh,
any
hey,
questions when it
Michelle.
comes to health?
Hello.
Hello.
Just creeping in the background.
You are welcome to join us.
Yeah, I'm curious about what's going on. He's had sort of been a long-standing thing. He started like chattering probably 2 or 3 years ago. Um, and it took like three vets and three dentals to find that he had had like a piece of wood that had gotten like lodged into his gums and a super abscessed tooth, like his way, way, way back tooth. Um, and they got the tooth out, which I was really optimistic would alleviate everything, and it really didn't. Um, and yeah, in the last like 2 years since then, the chattering has continued. I would say um, some like wet swallowing. His breath has gotten really, really, really bad. And yeah, he's on a new med for it that's like meant to treat nerve things, which seems to be helping a lot, albeit making him a bit wobbly and out of it as he gets used to the med. He's really only been on it for a couple weeks. But yeah, curious about oral health and also like his larynx. My vet has mentioned is just sort of something that happens with senior dogs, but it gets weaker and more paralyzed. Um, yeah, so I guess really that area for him between the mouth and the throat would be of interest to us.
Just a second.
Sure.
He says, I don't have a problem with my teeth or my throat. The
Hmm.
problem is happening inside of my intestinal system. It's not
Hmm.
in my mouth. And
Hmm.
I'm telling him, I don't know about chattering. I don't know about all these things your dad just mentioned. So I'm pretty open to whatever, because as the outsider. And he
Hmm.
says, because it's difficult for me to break down the food in general, and the Met is slowing down the system.
Hmm.
Um, it's not that it's like rotten. I'm sorry, it sounds awful, and we might have to edit this out because it's
Okay.
very, very, very honest. But he says, I don't poop anymore as I usually did. So
Hmm.
I don't have the same amount of feces coming out of me because I contain it inside of my own intestinal system. So
Hmm.
some of the bad breath I have is also caused by not breaking down the food because of the meds, so that
Yeah.
it is coming out of me.
Yeah.
Have you ever considered it could be a slow digestive system and not just the gum and teeth?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think he's gotten like GI panels and the vets looked at that angle too. It's interesting. His poops have actually been like up until a few months ago, they were like almost rapid fire, like right after he would eat, which was concerning because it was like he doesn't seem to be digesting much of anything.
Yeah.
But we started, and he was having vomiting issues too. And we started splitting up his meals into like 4 or 5 small ones a day, and that seems to really be helping.
Sure, because it's a smaller portion to digest.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
you're actually pointing at two things here and validating two things, Matt. He already touched. One thing was the vomiting or the
Yep.
nauseous, being nauseous because of the pain meds, and the second
Yeah.
thing now is diarrhea, or we have a poop problem here,
Yeah.
and it
Yeah.
might be side effect, air quote, side effects from all the
Mhm.
medication, to be honest,
Sure. Yeah, that makes
and
sense.
not the teeth and gums. Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
that makes sense.
Okay, thank you. What do you
Mhm.
think about listening to his opinion of health concerns and his perspective of what he feels?
Yeah, I mean, I certainly I put value in it. I wouldn't want to let him be the sole decision maker in his health. But I certainly put value in it.
Yeah,
Yeah. Like I'm playing with the vet right now about this new like monthly injection that's supposed to really, really, really help older dogs with joint stuff. Um, and yeah, to your point, like he may not love going to the vet once a month. But I don't know. I also sense like an openness in terms of if it really, really helped him, he may change his tune there a bit. So I would say generally to answer your question, it's helpful to have his input on it, but I wouldn't necessarily let him be the sole decision maker in his health.
that's the rational thing to do, Matt. And I
Mhm.
think it's important, and I think talk to the vet about this. But
Sure.
in case you provide him with different meds in the future, I
Yeah.
would highly consider removing or lowering the pain meds because
Yeah.
pain
Uh,
medication that makes me extreme. I feel like I want to throw up.
yeah. That's really helpful because I know part of the big appeal with this joint med is that it could at least let us reduce, if not eliminate, the pain med altogether.
Yeah. And then
Yeah.
we could, look into a better digestive system or, the bad breath might be removed. All right.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool.
Okay. All right, Matt. So are you ready for me to ask him about the relationship with the family?
Sure.
Okay, just a second. Bale, let's talk about your family members. I have Matt, and we have Michelle, and we have Athena. Just a second. Of course, he talks to me about you first. I'm sorry to Michelle and Athena, because you're my dad, he says. And I'm asking him, do you have any messages to your dad you haven't already touched? Because we know about being the good, air quote, servant, like the military, for people who can't see what I'm doing right now, being extremely happy for all these, air quote, commands, all these tasks. Is there anything else besides from that you would like to tell your dad? Yeah, he says, when I feel that we were friends from the very beginning. It felt like not the father-son relationship, but from the very beginning when I met you, it felt like having a best friend, and we did everything together. I was one of the air quote boys, and I got you through a lot of stuff back then because I forced you to keep focusing on me. Are you okay there, Matt?
Yeah.
Okay. Michelle, give him a hug. It's because it resonates or because it's just emotion? Yeah. There we have Michelle. Thank you. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you. What is it that is emotional to you about this?
Just what, like, how big of a through line Bale has been, like, in a few ways that you mentioned, but just, yeah, that, like, how many of my friends
who's one of the boys.
Yeah, and just how many of my friends also love Bale, because he's just a character. The focus on him has allowed me to move through other aspects of my life in a more meaningful way, or not be so in my head about my own things. Yeah, so I
Yeah.
appreciate that as well from him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's pretty intelligent, right? Because he kind of forced you out, forced you to do the walks, forced you to go through life. So
Oh
that's
yeah.
intelligent.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, like I got into running only because of him, like because he needed to run, and I had no interest in running before that, and now it's one of my favorite things to do.
That's
Yeah. And he was able to do it until like he was 13, which is pretty awesome.
yeah, it is.
Yeah.
All right. Can you handle more messages, Matt?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm
Yeah,
asking.
I'm not telling you I won't cry, but I can handle it.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Okay, Bale. So he got emotional. He says, "Thank you for everything you did." Is there any other messages? You probably have a lot, but any other messages? Just a second.
Hmm.
He says, in the most in the happiest moments of my life when I was going for a walk or running with my dad,
Hmm.
I only had the world in front of me and I took all of it in through my nose. I took all of it in. And that was the happiest moment of my life because I became one with the earth. I became one with the world. So he was actually walking you, with other
Hmm.
words, when it was at his funniest place, if that
Cool.
makes sense.
Yeah. That makes sense to me.
So that he's grateful for. All right. I'm asking him, do you have any messages to Michelle and Athena? Because you are a family now. Just a second.
Hmm.
All right. So he says, Michelle, you are sensitive too. I love that you have a great sense of humor. You're making all of us laugh a lot in the family. And please keep being the positive person you are. Um, you are very family orientated in general. You would like to focus on a collective and are not only focused on yourself. You could focus on yourself and Athena. Nobody would criticize you for it, but you're always focused on a bigger perspective, a higher perspective of what would be beneficial to all of us, and not just the four of you, but to your closest society and community. Does this make sense, Michelle?
Yeah, yeah, that does make sense.
Okay, what a great person you are. And Bale says, and that what she's made out of. And I see you and I feel you, and I know that you'll help me in any regards possible. I'm not sure, to be honest, if he would show you, Matt, if he had a prolapse in the lower back, as
Hmm.
he mentioned, with not a prolapse, but collapsing with the hind legs.
Yeah.
I might prepare you in advance. He might do that with you, Michelle, and not you, Matt,
Mm.
because he feels that Michelle would be able to handle it better. I'm sorry, Matt. Better than you would, Matt. The beauty of your relationship is that you create space for your daughter to be herself, as opposed to being, there you are. Hey, Michelle, welcome to the show. Because you are giving her space enough to be the way she is, as opposed to being overprotective. Or I would be like that as a mother to a girl like Athena. Oh, be careful, but you're not. You're just laughing like, well, she'll take a lot of beatings, but she'll figure it out. And Belle says, I love, like absolutely love that energy when it comes to your daughter. Does this make sense to you, Michelle?
It does, yeah. I try to respect that life is an experiment and let her kind of learn from it, but within safe containers. Yeah.
What a great idea. As I told you, I would be, whoa, God, be careful. Yeah, so what a great job you're doing here. But I just feel literally Bale is just sending me all the love in this on this planet to you as the family members, and he's very connected, even though it's a recent relationship you have, Matt, with Michelle and Athena, but he's very connected to both of them. Do you have any last questions for Bale?
Curious why he hates skateboards so much.
All right.
Skateboards and scooters and the occasional bicycle, but mostly skateboards and scooters.
He's actually also already mentioned it because he, I can hear the sound, not the right ear as much as the left ear, but the sound is annoying. And he just told us prior to this, I do have a sensitivity when it comes to loud noises and movements. And the skateboard and the scooter contains both of the things. That is difficult for me.
Cool.
The bike is not creating the same loud noise, so it's easier for me with the bike, but I'm still, woo, where did that come from? I'm aware when it comes to movements in general, he says.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So Matt, can you tell me what this was like? What do you think about this?
It was great to hear from Bale. I think a lot of it lined up with what I sense his experience to be, and it was cool to have it verbalized to me through you. Yeah, I know we touched on this a little bit. It's cool to hear Bale's perspective on what's going on medically, and certainly to be able to balance his needs there without taking it completely. I wouldn't say I'm not taking it to heart, just not, avoiding the vet because he doesn't ever want to go to the vet, but maybe not engaging in some sort of joint treatment that would require him to go weekly, but maybe monthly or something is okay. So yeah, I think just overall just helpful to hear from Bale in a different sort of way that also just confirms a lot of the other ways in which I feel like I sort of hear from him already.
I think it's wonderful that you listened to him and that you have these thoughts of how can we provide him the best life possible. Of course, in any regards, but especially because of the age he has now.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So, Matt, I will say goodbye to Bale for now.
Okay.
I'm telling him, thank you so much for communicating with me. And he says, you're welcome. He's very polite. It's not bye, see you, or get out. It's just, you're welcome. Yeah. Spoken like a true king. It was great meeting you.
Yeah, you too. I really appreciate it.
Me too. You take care.
Yeah, you too.
Bye.
Bye.